Hello, hello, and welcome back. I am Maester Aelix, and this is Fallout 4 NCR Lone Ranger. And we are right near where we left off last time. Over there's the listening point. And, yeah, we're starting out here. Figured it'd be more contiguous from what I left off before, so let's begin. The Ranger had never been really out this far before and decided to take a small wander. However, just a few steps away from the listening post, she had heard sounds and seen herself a strange raider. So, being that raiders were generally things you want to take care of sooner rather than later, she decided to take a few good shots. Now, she had to admit, that raider had a lot of gumption running right at her like that, being shot up at the whole time. Upon closer inspection, however, she did notice this raider was part of the Jackal gang. Yeah, that was a problem she was going to have to deal with sooner rather than later, but it's not right this minute. Hey kid, you have to get it together. You're a Jackal now and have been for a long time. We let you live after the prison break back in the Mojave because I knew we could use someone to run a prison someday. The day is now, and you know what I want to do again, but I need the facility from the mass fusion shed to work out, so leave Teaser in charge for a time, catch a breath, and take a cruise south to find us some new prisoners. Make sure your crew ditches any guns they have. They can keep knives and bats, etc., but we need prisoners alive. If you have any problems, run south. We're mustering up a hunting expedition, going to sack some giant island south of Boston for some rich guy who wants to reclaim his family's land. Whatever. Good luck, kid. Elliot. Now, she hadn't been looking for this particular raider, but she wasn't going to argue with the results of finding this guy. Nope. This particular raider, well, she'll just enjoy his gone. Plus, let her know more of their plans. Some mass fusion shed prison things, and a big island. Well, thinking back the last just couple hours or so, a lot of things had gone down in her life, and, well, she just thought everything was just turning to a big bloody mess. Really just couldn't believe what was going on, but, well, there it was, going on. Well, if nothing else, she'd have to go deal with Paladin Dance and Maxon and all them at the Brotherhood of Steel. At least she knew where they were, over there, at the Predwin. By the time she got to the Predwin, it was morning again, and all the vertibirds around, well, it was getting awfully loud. She had a feeling on why everyone was here now, but she wasn't going to presume anything. Yep. There was someone new she didn't recognize. She figured she'd have to try talking her way out of it again. She didn't like having to take chems, but yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
So, I finally get to know our famous new recruit. Too bad the circumstances are less than pleasant. Too bad you're going to die soon. On the bright side, though, dying by Maxon's hand should be a great honor for someone like you.
Who are you?
Of course. Where are my manners? My name is Trevor Bowser, chairman of the Brotherhood Military Court. I am responsible for running the Brotherhood's jurisdiction, which also qualifies me as an expert on the litany. Thankfully, Dance knows who I am. Otherwise, I'd have to introduce myself to a machine, which to be totally crazy. That would be crazy, wouldn't it, Dance?
Affirmative.
If that response doesn't prove you're not a human, then I don't know what is. Let's put that aside for now, though. The litany states that the Elder is to choose the place for the duel. Elder Maxon has already decided that any duels will be held beneath Fort Strong. There are feral ghouls down there, but it should serve as a test to see if the challenger's worthy. The Elder will be waiting at the end of the tunnel. If you pass, you face Elder Maxon. 1-on-1. Everything clear? Interested in hearing anything else?
Not interested.
In that case, I suggest you two get out of here. Good day.
Well, that was certainly short and sweet and uninteresting. But at least the rules were clearly laid out now, and she could appreciate that. She took a second to think over what she should do and found, well, all she really should do is go do that. She was familiar with Fort Strong. Heck, she was the person who cleared it out in the first place. Guess she'd have to go back. U.S. Army, Fort Strong. Yep. She knew this place. At least it wasn't super mutants this time. Yep. Place was just as hideous as she left it. Wasn't really a fan of Fort Strong, but she'd have to do what she had to do. This time she had to defend what was right. The ride down that elevator felt awfully lonely. Yeah. She remembered something someone told her once. The right thing to do wasn't necessarily the easy thing to do. And often it was the hardest thing to do. She wouldn't know how hard taking out Arthur Maxon would be, but if the stories were to be believed, he, as a kid, took down a Deathclaw. That was something important. Well, she saw all the others about. Knew this must have been the place.
I don't see what the big deal is about dying. It's a lot like sleeping. You just don't wake up.
Are you ready to go?
I'm ready.
The bravery you showed by standing up to Maxon on my behalf.
Well, he had something to say. Fortunately, he just wandered off before he could finish saying it.
Dumb and ugly had
Hey
a
there.
child, it'd be a super mutant.
Apparently he was done talking, which is fine by her. She wasn't terribly interested in hearing too much more either way. She felt she should have been more prepared for that. They even told her that there were super mutants down here. Oh well. Well, a mighty pile of fine things was in that safe. She suspected they'd been placed there by Maxon or someone else, try to improve her odds. Or, if it was Maxon, make her think she was a thief or something. Well, she was going to take down Arthur Maxon. She was going to do it as fast as she could. She had enough ammo. This would be harsh. You know, she felt a little underwhelmed. They said there would be ghouls down here. She saw only the one. Well, okay, now two, but this one was already dead.
Nice.
She knew a certain paladin who'd want that weapon. Oh, well. Poor man had lost everything, including his life. She felt kind of bad taking his everything else, but he wasn't going to use it. Only real thing now was how heavy things are. And wondering how she'd get back up in a safe and timely manner. Yeah, she didn't see any other ways in or out. The wires led to nowhere in particular. Yeah, all them power armor pieces was quite a bit too much to carry. Yeah. So she had a choice, either drag it all back, or, well, not. And since she didn't really want to come back down here, and she figured Paladin Dance would want them bits and pieces for himself, especially that gun, and probably even more especially the power armor itself, and she wasn't going to use it. She could let him have it. You know, she fought for his freedom, might as well, you know, let him have the spoils and of rewards and all that. Yep. Many fine things to her good friend were on its way, she figured, and that gave her enough strength to continue on. Besides, he wasn't all that far away, just up the stairs a bit.
Elder Maxon says it's important to take our duties as a squire seriously. I would never let him
It took a
down.
hell of a lot of guts to stand up to Maxon like that. You've come such a long way in a short amount of time, so I can understand how you feel. All I can promise is that I'll be by your side every step of the way. I hope that's enough to convince you to take your place as Elder of the Brotherhood.
You should be the one to do it.
That's not going to happen.
You sure about this?
Affirmative.
All right.
Outstanding. I know you need some time to come to grips with everything. Hell, all of us do. I'm going to head up to the Pridwin and discuss our next move with Kells. When you're ready, meet me on the command deck, and I'll give you a full report. Sir.
Taking on a death claw without backup is a great way to get yourself killed.
Well,
Hey,
Can't talk right now.
everything seemed to be coming up aces for the Ranger, other than all this weight. Yep, she couldn't wait to get back outside and back up onto the Pridwin. kind of regretted picking up the few odds and ends she did on the way here, but not the worst thing. Nah, far from the worst thing she's done, not even today. The ride back up from the basement of Fort Strong. Well, being pulled up while carrying heavy things just made the world feel all the heavier around her. So when she actually got out of the elevator, things actually felt pretty good. Almost light. Almost. Yep, she'd be glad to be finally rid of Fort Strong and its horrors. Get back up onto the Predwin proper. Now, she knew it was rather self-indulgent, but, well, she just couldn't help herself. It was just too overloaded. So she figured, a vertibird could come help her out. Of course, she didn't know how one would land on such close confines, so she'd try a little further down the way. Besides, getting her flying all the way back up to the Predwin, that was just too fun of an opportunity to pass up. And besides, this slow walk would give her an opportunity to really see a little bit of this little town that once was. Now, she'd seen plenty of those in her travel, but she hadn't seen this one, at least not without super mutants taking over the place and their corpses littering everywhere. Now that it's been a good hot minute, maybe then it could shape up a bit. Yeah, without the super mutants around, it actually seemed, well, a lot better than most. Certainly not the only place she'd ever seen, but still. Dead city with super mutants or dead city without super mutants? Without's always the better option. And with a little bit of luck, she finally got herself a place to get a vertibird to come pick her up. Be a short jaunt, but still, kind of exciting one. Of course, if the vertibird would land anywhere near where she thought it was going to, that would have helped a lot. Now she was worried if she was going to make it there at all. At least in time. She knew those pilots were not always willing to wait forever. And she was indeed walking a bit slower than she usually would. Well, she's already overloaded. Ain't gonna make her run any slower. Yeah, she figured that bird would be gone by the time she got there, but she could always call another. At least she knew they would land right there. So she had a bit of hope. As she took that long, slow walk towards the vertibird, which was almost assuredly going to take off without her, she always had to think that she had always chosen to move fast and light, keep her weight down to avoid this exact kind of situation. Something time critical and important that you may or may not get to on time. She decided she really did not like that level of uncertainty in her life. She was hoping her fingers that the bird wouldn't just take off the moment she got close enough. That she'd actually be able to board. Thankfully, she did. Just a quick jaunt over to the Pridwin.
Glad to have you aboard, ma'am.
Part of her
All weapon systems are go. Good shooting night.
Part of her said silently that, of course they're proud to have her. She's the elder now. But that was a bit too arrogant for her to say out loud. But she did allow herself to think it. Even just a little. Taking a look around the area,
Stand by for landing.
she wondered why the pilot would just put her down right where she got picked up. That was not the Pridwin. Apparently, that pilot was one who did not care for her leadership. Oh, that pilot was gonna pay. Gonna pay quite dearly. Once she got back to the Pridwin and could dispense some newfound elder power. So she sighed heavily, went to the nearby ruins, and would make note to whatever she stowed there, she'd have to come pick up later. Thankfully, there was at least some place. Of course, lately she felt like she was leaving more behind than taking with her at this point. Oh yeah. That pilot was gonna pay dearly. Oh yeah. It was on her list now, take care of that there pilot. She didn't know where he was going,
I always suspected
but she'd find out
there
who.
was something weird about Pilot Advance. Something, you know, off about.
That deck scribe was gonna be in a lot of trouble if she had her way. Now, she don't know where she heard this, but somewhere along the line, she heard that whenever the Brotherhood of Steel got themselves a new elder, there'd be some kind of weird celebration with active gunfire, or their laser guns turned down to low power, or some such. So, she was mentally prepared for there to be some gunfire in the near future. She didn't know how well she'd take it, but she was aware that it might just happen. But first, everybody seemed to have been gathered up for a speech or something. It's something she wouldn't miss for all the caps in New Vegas.
Adjusting internal ballonet pressure. Green lights across the board.
Hi.
Yes. I want to make one thing clear to everyone. This body might be synth, but my heart and mind belong to the Brotherhood. The Institute is still a tremendous threat to the Commonwealth. They possess technologies that need to be confiscated or destroyed. And even if that means I have to pull the trigger on my own kind, I'm willing to make that sacrifice. The litany's clear. We have a new elder. Only a single question remains. Will the rest of the Brotherhood fall in line?
Yes, sir.
Halen, head back to Cambridge and make sure the police station is secure.
Yes, sir.
And Proctor, I believe you have a giant to awaken.
Absolutely.
Let's get to it, people! And what about you, Elder? What are your orders?
Don't need anything today.
Troops will appreciate that. I know that you're settling into your new position as Elder, but I'm hoping we can still count on you for field ops.
I'll see what I can do.
Outstanding.
Oh. Seems like everybody was fighting everybody else, and not her. She was just really hoping this was just more of a proof of how stoic she could be as leader. Yeah, everybody seemed to have settled down after a minute.
Z-tilt. Adjusting thrust recommended.
Now she wanted to go talk to Dance, get him that armor
Make
that,
it quick. We
that
have
Max
a lot
needs
of
to be
ground
wearing.
cover.
Dance.
Ready to continue our mission, soldier?
I just want to trade a few things.
Very well. Help yourself.
Wanted to see how well he'd look in this. Though the question of how he'd be doing it is another thing altogether. He looked pretty much the same. Well, that was a small shame, but... well, there's still more to do.
Delta sequence initiated.
Captain.
Completion time
Paladin.
14 minutes.
Good. Now that the unfortunate matter regarding Dance has been settled, we can return to our primary mission.
I'm ready, Captain.
Good, because this mission demands your full attention. Now, before we launch our attack on the Institute, we need to address another threat. The Railroad. They're a small but capable group that uses subterfuge and guerrilla tactics to harass their enemies. Our tactical analysis says they could possibly hamper or harm our operations, which is a risk I'm not willing to take. If we strike them now, we should be able to maximize the amount of damage we do to their organization.
Why is the railroad such a threat?
Even with their relatively small numbers, the Railroad is a constant threat to our operations. They've already proven to be resilient against superior forces, with a knack for disappearing when cornered. Worse still, they possess the capability to help synths flee the Institute. If we intend to end the synth menace, we need to plug the leaks. Destroying the Railroad hinges on completely eliminating their leadership. Otherwise, they'll simply regroup somewhere else. To that end, here's a list of the 5 targets we believe would cause a catastrophic failure in their chain of command.
Should have buried those idiots when I was dealing with the chip.
Yes, it's quite disappointing that you allowed them to proceed this far. Now, before you depart, Proctor Ingram has additional orders for you to complete.
Our sources tell us that the Railroad has some sort of experimental or prototype robot in their headquarters. They're calling it the Predictive Analytic Machine, or PAM for short. Cute, huh? They use the robot for complex strategic calculations that are much more efficient than anything we can generate here. If you could use this holotape to decrypt the security on PAM's terminal, it will force the unit to return to the Pridwin. I'm certain we could put PAM's computing power to good use. Otherwise, destroy it. We wouldn't want it to fall into the Institute's hands.
I'll try to get it back here in one piece.
Good. It'd be a hell of a waste if you didn't.
I'm certain you'll do whatever it takes to complete the mission. When you're ready, proceed to the Old North Church and link up with our assault team. They'll provide demolition support and all the firepower you'll need to take the railroad down. Ad Victoriam, Paladin.
Well, that was certainly quite a bit of a
I have
change.
another assignment for you, Paladin. Virgil. As long as that abomination lives, he's a threat to the Brotherhood. The time has come to deal with him.
A threat? One super mutant?
This Virgil once led the Institute's biomedical research. He experimented with FEV. He tested it on human subjects. How many super mutants did he create? How many lives have been lost because of his hubris? No. He and his work are a threat. They must be destroyed.
What's the plan?
Better to keep this simple. He trusts you. Go alone, and he may let his guard down. Get in, get the job done, and get out. That's all there is to it.
I'll take care of it, Captain.
Thank you, Paladin. Dismissed.
Try to
Well,
minimize reactor jitter.
apparently all the gunplay had made everyone in the Brotherhood of Steel, quite bloodthirsty. However, she understood the necessity. She may not have liked the idea of taking down the railroad,
We have a thruster
but she
inbound.
saw why it
In
needed to
case.
happen. And in the end, that's all she really needed. And speaking of the end, I say
Control
thank you
systems
all
all
for
performed
joining me.
back.
I hope you're enjoying my content as much as I'm enjoying making it for all of you. And I really do enjoy making it for all of you because I put out a video every single day of the week. Yes, all 7
Internal
days.
monitoring
I do hope
activated.
you're enjoying my stuff, and if you do, please do that wonderful YouTube thing of like, comment, subscribe, all that beautiful stuff. And if you don't, then please feel free to leave a thumbs down, and I request that you leave a comment as to what caused you to leave that thumb down, so I can try to improve on it in the future. Anyway,
Keeping maintained.
I will see you
Thrusters
all
stable.
next time. Oh. If you'd like to support my channel in a more meaningful way, then please follow the links down below. One is to my Discord server, and one is for something else. If you check out those links, I'm sure you'll find something worthwhile. Anyway, thank you all for joining me, and I will see you all next time.